The Daily Code Snippet. When you want to add an image, you're going to use the image element, which also has different attributes. The source attribute tells the browser where to find the file, so it is important to understand how to create the correct file path. The alt attribute is for alternative text. Alternative text, or alt text, makes your content accessible to those who may be using a screen reader or other assistive device. The title attribute is there so you can provide additional information about an image that may display as a tooltip when the user hovers over the image. The title is similar to a caption. The image element is also an empty element and is written out as image opening tag, source attribute equals file path / image name dot image file format, in quotation marks, alt attribute equals image description, in quotation marks, title attribute equals image information, in quotation marks. In HTML5, the end slash was removed. It takes some practice to write good alt text. Alt text is meant to describe the image, and the typical use case is for someone who is visually impaired using a screen reader. So when writing good alt text, one needs to visually describe the image so that the user is able to understand the content of an image. It is different from the title or caption that is more to tell the user the relevance of the image to the topic at hand. So as an example, we have this image here. An example of alt text for this image would be a low stone wall sculpture snaking around the trees of the forest as it extends up from the edge of a stream located at the Storm King Art Center in New York, created by the artist Andy Goldsworthy. In contrast, the title could be more concise. Andy Goldsworthy's sculpture at the Storm King Art Center in New York. One of the attributes for the image element is src, source. The source attribute defines the file path so the browser can find your image to load it into the web page. Sometimes writing a correct file path becomes a stumbling block for new coders. When you are going into a folder or down a level, you add a / before the folder name, except for the first folder. When you are going out of the folder or up a level, you add a .. You always make the path relative to your current position. So in this example, to get from the index.html page to the image.jpg file, you would write assets / images / image.jpg. But to go to the same file from the page.html file that is in the pages folder, you would write .. assets / images / image.jpg. Old method. Image. Source equals image.jpg, alt equals a sample image, title equals image, width equals 500, height equals 600. You may also see the addition of height and width attributes used with the image element. Usually the size is noted in pixels. This is an older way of writing HTML, and the preferred method is to adjust these attributes in the CSS or cascading style sheets rather than adjust the height and width of an image using HTML. As we start to discuss CSS more, you will start to understand why. New method. HTML, image, source, image.jpg, alt, a sample image, title equals image, CSS, image, bracket, width, 500 pixels, height, 600 pixels, end bracket. Presented by Designers Learn Code.